Hey there, welcome to the Lumina booth. In this video we're going to go over how to set up for some kind of movie. So that movie might come from a device called Cinelink, Blu-ray, maybe you're doing an opera from the satellite system, or you're pulling up a web movie from the library's collection on a laptop. So what this will entail is turning on the AV system along with the cinema amps. So there's an audio system that's dedicated to utilizing these devices separate from the microphone system that we use for presentations. So to get started, we'll hit the System On button on this little Extron touch panel. It's going to take a little bit, and this needs to start up before we can turn on the actual amplifiers for the cinema system. Okay, so now the system's on, the projector is whirring, and it's time for us to turn the amplifiers on. Now, this is the coolest button that you get to press in Event Staff. Here we go. Got a nice click to it, got a nice light that turns on, it's great. So that's the button for the cinema amps. And you only want to turn that on after you've turned the rest of the system on. Okay? Now, on this little Extron touch panel, we have different sources listed across the top. That's laptop, Blu-ray 1, 2, Cinelink, satellite, and iMac. Laptop corresponds to an HDMI cable down at the lectern at the screen in Lumina. Blu-ray 1 and 2 are clearly labeled here. Cinelink is this little box here. Satellite is that, and iMac is the name of the source for this HDMI cable. So there's this HDMI cable, it could be plugged into the iMac, but we're not using that much anymore, so we're using just one of our Event Staff computers up here. So I've got that plugged into the Event Staff computer. Now, to use Cinelink, this is going to be probably the most often used one. You're going to power on the Cinelink using this button here. Now, Cinelink takes a long time to start up, so we might be fast forwarding the video here. Okay, so this is the main Cinelink screen. This is the Cinelink remote that you will interact with it with. The Tears for Steel, or Tears of Steel, is a demo video that we can utilize to test the system. When we order movies to be used on the Cinelink, we have to come up here and turn it on so that it can download those movies. Usually one of the technical coordinators will take care of that, make sure that it's downloaded before the day that it's being shown. We do not have any movies coming up at the time of the recording of this training video, so all we have is the test movie. When other movies show up, they'll show up here, and you can use the left and right arrows to select your movie. So we're going to hit OK, and we'll just resume from the last playback position, and we're going to see if this works. Now to recap, we have already turned on the cinema amps up there, and as you can tell by the ominous rumbling, the movie is running. Now I'm going to pause it so I can tell you how to manipulate the sound. Now when you're previewing a movie, you're responsible for setting the sound for that movie, the volume of it. That is done here under Program Volume. So you can just use these arrows to adjust the volume up and down. It's very important that you go into the room. Go where the seats are, because the experience of sound is completely different in the booth than in the room. So you need to go down, around, go through the doors, and go take a seat down there and listen to some loud parts of the movie and make sure that it's not going to hurt anybody's ears. If it hurts your ears, turn it down. Now, same situation goes for the Blu-rays and the satellite. You'll just select its source. Say satellite, Blu-rays, or the computer. And as soon as you select the source, it should be outputting audio. So you can control that volume at the computer to make sure that the sound's coming in, and you can also adjust it here. So program volume is related to the cinema amps. that's about it for setting up for a movie presentation, that kind of thing. Now to shut the system down, make sure you turn the amplifiers off first. Now it's going into a standby mode. It takes a second for the amplifiers to turn off. Well, once that green light stops flashing, you're good to go to turn off the rest of the system. Here, at the system off button on the Extron panel. You're going to hit that button, then you're going to hit power down. And that will turn the projector off and shut down this. This screen is still on because we haven't turned it off, so we'll turn off the Cinelink here. So you've got to hold this power button down until that power light goes out. And then press this right button on the top of that monitor to turn it off. Okay, the system's shut down. Make sure you close up the laptop and throw your trash away, please.